What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy, the Supreme B-Man, and I have returned once again to talk about this big Marvel deal that is about to happen in this upcoming week. In the last video, I pretty much broke down everything that I wanted to see, wanted to happen, what everybody was talking about in terms of the Fantastic Four and the X-Men returning to the MCU or just returning to Marvel, period. I mean, we're not just going to be talking about just the movies in general, because I know the movies is where currently Marvel slash Disney is currently making their money, and I get that. But there's also the little things, such as the comic books, or their television shows, or their video games. And one in particular, if you clicked on this video, that you obviously want to hear me talk more about, more than anything throughout this entire channel, Marvel Infinite. Now, I'm going to get into Marvel Infinite in just a little bit, but I wanted to turn back a little bit and start talking about what I was mentioning in the last video, which is in the description below. You can check that out, or any annotations that I might try to put up here somewhere, so you guys can click and check that video out and then come back to this one. But in case you haven't or didn't, I'm just going to run through it real quick. Basically, Disney is going to be buying back the X-Men and the Fantastic Four back to Marvel, which, in my opinion, is the best thing that they can do right now. And it's probably what everybody's been asking for the longest, because honestly, the Marvel Universe is a lot bigger than what, they're currently portraying in the theaters. And plus, they're claiming that in the Infinity War movie, there's supposed to be like 70 something heroes. Hopefully, majority of those heroes aren't just a bunch of, shield agents that obviously, we've seen before or something like that. So hopefully it's not also repeating characters from different dimensions, because Thanos has the reality gem, which allows him to turn back time, or I think it's the time stone, which he can turn back time to the good old days. And obviously, we'll be seeing like a retro version of Spider-Man or something like that, or whatever it is. But hopefully that's not the case. That doesn't count as one of the heroes. Hopefully we'll be able to see the larger scale of characters that's out there in the Marvel Universe. Hopefully it'll be the Fantastic Four or the X-Men or something. It's something that, we've all been asking for the longest, since the Marvel Cinematic Universe got started back in Iron Man or back in the Avengers and all that stuff. And currently right now Fox is not doing very well. They want to sell off a lot of their movie franchises to Disney so that Disney can use those franchises. Obviously there's the Alien franchise, the Predator, and all these other movies that Fox has. But I think honestly Marvel only needs the Fantastic Four and the X-Men, and that's it. Everything else can be distributed all throughout some other place somewhere that Disney will obviously probably not have much any concern about. But I think this deal right here in particular honestly is something that needs to happen, and I hope that they do the right thing and do the Daniel Bryan yes chants. Just yes, 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 yes. Hopefully it'll happen. I'm crossing my fingers to hear that Disney bought back the X-Men and the Fantastic Four, and I'll be clapping my hands, and more than likely I will be doing another video about it to congratulate them on a job well done. Now, moving on down my bullet list here, there's some things I heard. Obviously in the last video I talked about how people were crying and whining about how this may affect certain movies like Deadpool or the Phoenix Saga, which honestly, in my opinion, Deadpool 2 looks good. I think it's going to be pretty solid. It's going to have all the cursing, it's going to have all the blood, all the chopping stuff that was in the first Deadpool movie. It's something that I had a discussion about with somebody at my comic shop, and they were like they could mess up Deadpool, and Ryan Reynolds is afraid of this because Disney might, oh, hey Ryan, I like what you did, but we're gonna have to tone it down just a little bit. You know what I mean? Like Mickey's gonna come by and pretty much hit that PG-13 stamp on Deadpool. But I think everybody's jumping to conclusions. They're acting like as if Disney's just going to like ruin something that's already good. You know what I mean? All it is at this moment in time, it just adds on to Deadpool's arsenal of jokes. You know what I mean? Like now, he can mention stuff that happened in the MCU, or he can mention or say things like "finally it happened." You know what I mean? And all that other stuff. It's just more jokes that he could use, and more fourth wall breaking stuff that he can do. And honestly, who wouldn't be excited to just be there in a Deadpool movie? You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't mind if I saw Chris Evans show up like at the bar or something like that, and he's talking to Bucky. You know what I mean? Captain America is at the bar talking to Bucky, and then next thing you know, a Deadpool shows up like, "Hey Cap, how you doing? Can I get your autograph?" Hopefully one day soon, maybe in a sequel or two, I'll be featured in your movie. And he, Captain America obviously is like, what are you talking about? And it's like, don't worry about it, I'll just move on back over to my scene. It's that type of stuff that I want to see. So I understand your concerns. I understand where you're coming from when it comes to the character of Deadpool, but I think he's okay. I think it's going to be alright. The Deadpool 2 movie is still on sale. It's still getting ready. It'll be out next year. And then possibly Deadpool 3. That'll be maybe the final Deadpool movie out of all three of them. And then hopefully at some point Deadpool will move on to the X-Men. Or he'll move on somewhere near close to the Avengers, but not quite as close. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully all that comedic R-rated stuff will still be there. You know what I mean? I think this is the time for Walt Disney to, kind of go out of their, PG bubble and allow to do a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe do PG-13 movies, maybe do rated R movies. Try that and see where that goes. I understand they've spent years, decades of being kid friendly, and that's what makes their money. But also, there's a certain demographic out there, there's a certain age audience out there that's begging for you guys to be just a little bit more edgy with your films. And this is the opportunity with the X-Men, the opportunity with characters like Deadpool, and the opportunity with other Fox films that you're obviously going to possibly pick up with. So, to all those that are afraid of what's going to happen to Deadpool or the current X-Men roster, calm down, chill out. We don't know anything or what's going to happen. All we can do is speculate, throw out theories, and continue to talk about Walt Disney like it's Skynet, because honestly, they are taking over everything, and it won't be before long they'll be having the Justice League part of their roster, and then finally we can possibly get Marvel versus DC like we deserve. But I doubt that's ever going to happen. Warner Brothers ain't letting that go, and they're going to continue doing their thing, and Marvel's going to continue doing their thing, and hopefully that competitiveness continues. There's no pleasing either side when it comes to all this movie stuff. But to switch it on over, because honestly, this isn't about the movies. You didn't come here to listen to me rant about the Marvel movies or rant about the, the cinematic stuff or anything like that. What you're here for is to hear me talk about Marvel Infinite, the one game that I was excited about last year. The one game that I spent so long staring at, looking at, FAQs and all these videos all over YouTube, relaying information, doing my own top 10 list. And then finally, when the game dropped, I was not one of the most, I'm one of many, but I was one of the most disappointed gamers on the planet when I saw what I saw. Everything was just not right. I understand that Marvel versus Capcom is wacky, it's crazy. I understand that. I'm a guy who played the original Marvel superheroes here on the channel. I also played around with Marvel 2, which is by far still regarded the best Marvel vs. Capcom game, in my opinion, honestly, because as unbalanced as it is and as wacky and crazy and how many characters you get to pick, it's the best one, and that's the whole point to it. And now with this big Marvel deal, we might get the Fantastic Four and the X-Men into this game. That's exactly what everybody's been asking for, and that's what everybody's possibly going to get. I mean, if this game is going to do any better in the next following year, if they expect for sales to go up for this game, then they're going to have to do what they need to do to implement characters like Wolverine, characters like Storm, or Rogue. Yes, I said Rogue. To all those who had a problem with me having Rogue part of my top 10 list, or anybody who wanted to critique about that character, get out of here, because this is a completely different universe of characters. This is a video game, not the cinematic universe or the comic book universe. This is the video game universe. It's a completely different thing where Thanos has the Dark Hado. Spoiler alert. So get out of here if you have a problem with that. So yes, I want my thick Rogue, my OG original costume Rogue, or even the new Avengers Rogue with all green outfit. And I think she would rock it, and I think she can do what she needs to do in beating down anybody who gets in her way, like she originally did in Marvel 2. So, or characters like Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, or characters like Thing. Or obviously, we're probably not gonna get another big bruiser character, or even bringing back characters like Sentinel. I mean, like, Jesus Christ, man! Like, these are the characters that this game needed. Those are the characters that needed to make a comeback. Deadpool needed to be in this game again. Like, honestly, where was he? On the story mode was begging for Deadpool to show up, like just to come in the corner of your TV screen saying, "Hello, how you doing?" You know what I mean? Like, that's exactly what this game completely needed, and they didn't deliver. And honestly, that's when everybody was like, well, Fox owns the Fantastic Four and the X-Men. Well, you can't say that no more if Disney's deal goes down, and if they hit the yes button, which you guys better do, and I hope you do. Please, just please, let it be my early Christmas gift. That's what I want right now, and the entire world would cheer for that crap. So honestly, yes, that's what needs to happen. And I bet you sales would do better if they had a much more better let me get my words straight. If they fix the roster. I mean, I understand they just dropped Black Widow, Winter Soldier, and Venom, which I will say I wanted to do a video about that, but I figure I was going to save it for something like this. And what I will say about all three of those characters, honestly, Venom and Winter Soldier look pretty good, although, once again, this is why Chris Redfield shouldn't have never been in the game at all. Any character that has a bunch of freaking guns and just using those as their main primary source of projectiles and stuff like that is annoying, because now we got like umpteen agents, secret agent, government agents out there running around in the game. Chris Redfield, Dante, although Dante doesn't work for nobody, but Dante, Rocket Raccoon. We got Gamora, because she's got like laser guns and stuff like that. And now Black Widow and Winter Soldier. It's like six characters with guns, man. It's ridiculous. Although it's not their primary weapons for some of them. But honestly, it's just that the fact that they got them. So I think we're done with characters with guns, characters that shoot projectiles. Honestly, I need characters that can beat you up close and personal. You know what I mean? Although those characters can do that too, but it's not their primary source. They have a bunch of functions and, you know, little gadgets and stuff like that. But Venom and Winter Soldier are obviously the best out of the three. Black Widow, I wanted to say about Black Widow, although the character model looks beautiful, looks great, but she looks boring. You know, she looks boring. She doesn't look like a character that anybody's going to be using. Hardcore players might try to break her, you know, break her down to try to use her, you know, special talents to kind of, you know, get an easy victory or whatever. But in some cases, I don't think anybody's really going to put her on their team unless she has some unique way of like gaining meter or something like that, something that helps the team per se. But if it isn't a significant amount, then they're probably not going to have Black Widow on their team. But I think her character model looks great, but I just think she just looks a little boring. Honestly, they need to go back and maybe hopefully they get her some alternate outfits. And speaking of which, some of the DLC outfits don't look all that great, all that, you know, enthusiastic, or, you know, for those characters at least. I would have wished they would have went with the Natasha Romanoff outfit. Maybe the cutoff in the middle a little bit. I understand they're trying to be all G-rated or whatever, but we have a succubus on this roster, so get out of here with all that. You know, I'm pretty much putting up pictures of, you know, possible alternate costumes for Black Widow down the road. Maybe Capcom, just maybe. But anyways, to get back on topic, I really do honestly think that the X-Men will make a comeback. They will return. I don't know how many characters we'll get. Some people don't think that this game needs to be like a 50 roster character thing, but you know, if they need it to make sales, then they're gonna do it. Honestly, I'm waiting for Ultimate Marvel Infinite. That's exactly what I'm waiting for, you know, and it's gonna happen whether we want it or not, you know what I mean? But Ultimate Marvel Infinite is probably the best idea that they got right now at the moment. I would, like I said before, I want the X-Men or some Fantastic Four characters in here. You can do a like Fantastic Four X-Men Invasion or something like that, Mutant Invasion DLC pack, or you know, We Are 4 or whatever. You can have Johnny Storm and Mr. Fantastic. I would love to have those characters. You can have like this Dawson character in Mr. Fantastic, and Johnny Storm would be a flight character and shoot fireballs and stuff like that. It'd be pretty cool. It's something that, you know, I would pay for money. I'm saying this right now. If they put those characters in this game, they put the Fantastic Four, they put the X-Men, and they put my favorite Capcom characters like Captain Commando, then I'm sold. I will buy Ultimate Marvel Infinite. I will buy Ultimate Marvel Infinite. I'm saying that over and over again because I want you guys to know that that game's coming. It's coming. You know what I mean? So I'll be waiting to hear word about, you know, a possibility of the X-Men returning into Marvel vs. Capcom and the Fantastic Four making their arrival. And speaking of which, I mean, it doesn't have to be just the X-Men. It can be one X-Men character, one Fantastic Four character. It can be an Inhuman. I honestly would love to see Ms. Marvel in it. You know what I mean? And speaking of Ms. Marvel, Captain Marvel, speaking on outfits, I would like to see that OG Miss Marvel on Captain Marvel. Do it, Capcom. Watch those sales go up. But anyways, I would like to see some Inhumans, Medusa, Black Bolt. You know what I mean? Let's get the Illuminati in this game. Let's get it. Let's get the ball rolling. Capcom, you know you guys can do it. I believe in you. I just want this game to be more successful. You guys clean it up. Clean up the graphics. I'm pretty sure they're trying their best to patch it up as much as possible. But if you do the character roster justice, and if you clean up the graphics a little bit, and if you want to redo the story mode or do story mode part 2 where you feature some of these characters in the story mode, fine, I'm down with that. And maybe add a couple of more modes here and there that people might have requested here and there on other videos. But that's pretty much about it, guys. I mean, I don't have much else to say, because I'm pretty sure if I continue going on and on, I'm just going to be repeating myself, or I'm going to get into a bloody rage like I did the first time about Marvel Infinite, and I don't want to do that. What this is us fixing the game, and hoping and praying that Disney says yes and hit that button and make the deal that they need to make to get the X-Men and the Fantastic Four back in the MCU, or the Marvel universe period, because this is not just about the movies. Once again, it's not just about the movies, because like I said before, a lot of people were scared. People I talked to were like, they're gonna ruin them and stuff like that. Guys, you realize that they need these dudes back into their world right now, because their comics are not selling. They're running low on movies because after maybe another year or two, the Avengers are done. They're done. They're finished. And after that, they're gonna need more Marvel movies to help them out. I mean, you can't watch Captain America for like umpteen times over and over again. I mean, maybe it'll sell, maybe it won't, but the same story it'll get told, maybe a different actor. We don't know, but we'll see. But honestly, I think a little bit more variety, something new, fresh faces. Even Hugh Jackman is saying that he's going to come back if this deal goes down. And let me tell you something. You know how many Wolverine fans are out there? I'm one of them. So make the deal, Disney. Hugh Jackman's coming. He's going to be looking at Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth. He's going to be looking at Thor, Black Panther. He's Black Panther, the Incredible Hulk versus Wolverine, dude. Come on. And if you're going to do War Hulk, I mean, he takes on the entire Marvel Universe. Plus Sentry. I mean, come on, dude. It's just begging for this deal to make happen. And this is something that we will wait for. We will see what goes down in the following week. And that's pretty much it, guys. So if you don't mind, hit that like button. And if you want to see more videos like this, or if you want to request more videos like this, hit that subscribe button. Go to the comments below and share with your friends. Let them know the B-Man is out there listening to the fans, listening to my people, the small guys out there, because I know I may not have a big voice out there in the YouTube internet community, but it is a voice nonetheless. So until next time, guys, it's your boy the Supreme B-Man, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.